Alright, hey YouTube, Diecast RLC here, back with another video. This is gonna be kind of a two-parter because I have some older RLC pieces here I'm gonna open up, as well as you can see in the background some newer ones. A lot of stuff from this last year. Will probably be that'll pretty much be the next video after this one. But for right now, I'm going to open up some of these older RLC pieces, as well as a couple Elite 64s that I picked up. Try to make the video a little even. Alright, so first up, since it's already out of the blister, move those there. We got, this is from Larrywood, not like a full-on RLC piece, but the Larry Wood 40 years of design, the Brazil convention, AOK. There was a couple years there they did a couple of conventions down in Brazil, and HWC did a few cars for that, and this was one of the ones they did. This actually is kind of a matching one to one that was done earlier. I can actually show you in a second here. But yeah, so the purple one here is for Brazil. Right off the card there. And also for these ones, no spectral frame paint, nothing fancy like that for this piece. But this was done in purple. But for the stateside convention, they did this one in teal with the black roof. So, a cool matching pair for a classic Larry Wood design. So that is those. Alright, next up, I need to prep this better. Bag up a little more. Okay. Alright, next up we have from Series 4 Neoclassics Classic Cord. This is done in kind of like a steel blue with these white scallops on it. It's hard to see with the glare. We'll see in a bit. These were in a 11,000 run. This is number 7626. Not that that number really doesn't mean anything. Here's this one. Hopefully I can actually get the card off of here. Alright, scalping. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Kind of. This is not going as well as I wanted it to. There we go. There we go. And pull that blister out, drop the car, and there we have it. So Series 4, this one is actually back from 2005. That's when RLC Series 4 was done. Well, technically, Hot Wheels Collectors Series 4. It was like RLC existed. It just was. It's not like these cars could be bought by people that were not RLC members. It's just easier to say RLC because most people know that better nowadays. But Classic Cord, this was a retool of an old Redline era casting, so pretty faithfully well done, or redone. So. And actually, there was a neat swap done with this, because they did this again in gold for the Real Riders series a couple years later. Someone base swapped them, and this looks really good with those six-spoke Real Riders with the white wall wheels. So that is the cord. All right, next up we got from Series 5 68 Nova. This was a modified tooling to include a opening hood, and this tooling actually only got used one other time after this. So pull that out. So here is the 68 Nova. Kind of this, I don't know if it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be ice blue. It's technically what the color is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's ice blue. But so we got, so with the neoclassic wheels, you got H.W. Bryan. I don't know if that's Brian Benedict or if it was someone else. There was a couple Bryans that worked on the HWC team. It's a L78, I think it says. Yeah, L78. And I'm not going to force the hood open too much more there, but there you can see it. Like I said, this tooling got used one other time for, it was actually a Easter car in 2010, I think it was. And that was my dryer. It is done. Yes, my diecast filming spot is the same spot where my washer and dryer is. All right, next up, we'll get to that one in a minute. We got a Larry Wood farewell car, the Purple Passion. This was done as a tribute to it. Like, the Purple Passion was one of his most famous designs that he did. It was the first Hot Wheels casting that was really, based on the way he said, it was the first Hot Wheels casting that was pretty much done specifically with collectors in mind back in 1990 or 91 when it came out. Because it was the first car they did with inset wheels, as you can see here. This is obviously a fancier retool with an opening hood. This was not the first release of the casting as this. There was a couple others as well. There's one in red done for real riders. There was a teal one done as a HWC car for a convention. I want to say there was another one. It was used as a, after this, it was used as a mail-in car. What else did it get used as? I think there's another one. There has to be another one. I can't think of what it is. But then they redid it as a, they did one as a convertible, basically the Roadster as well. We will go ahead and open this one. This one was only a run of 5,000. The Nova, I think, was also 11,000. Not so. But this one, there we go. Pull that out. Alright. So, as you can see, actually that hood opens a lot nicer than my other ones. So you can actually see the full engine with three carburetors and all. Yes, this really was the first Hot Wheels design with collectors in mind, because it had it was not designed to have to specifically use the track, I believe. The real one, it sits so low, it wouldn't work on a track through the loops and all that. And they did this really nice tooling with the opening hood. Definitely really cool casting. There you go. Purple Passion, 40 wood. So I think that was 99. Oh, in 99, or 2009, I think is when he technically retired, even though he still was doing stuff for Hot Wheels. I think just kind of like on commission after that. All right, next up, we got the Selection Series from 2004, the first year they did the selections, using this is the 70, it's basically the 70 Mustang Mach 1. This casting is one that debuted in 98. And we had 10,385 were ordered. Back when they would number them specifically for how many were actually made. So this orange, it's actually a really neat companion piece for the membership car that we got a few years ago. So there we go. Nothing super fancy with this version of the release. Like there was no like retool, so this one doesn't have an opening hood. They did do a tooling later on, very similar, but with an opening hood. Not exactly like this one. But that casting initially debuted for without the opening hood. Debuted in the holiday rods. 2007, was used since '68. They did do an opening hood tool for what do you call it? One of the RLC rewards year. It was that opening tool was supposed to get used again. It ended up not happening for whatever reason. So it was funny enough, the opening hood tooling that they made technically never made them any money. And that is the 70. All right, next up, do the rewards one. So this is from 2014. This was the rewards card people could order. Like, so back at the time, as a Redline Club member, as you bought stuff within the first 24-hour window, you would earn points, and at the end of the year, you could basically cash in those points to get rewards cards. By the time this one was done in 2014, they only had one car for the year. They started with 4 originally, and then as sales and everything like that started to dwindle at the time, they went down to only 1 car. This is the 66 Supernova. Larry Wood design. This was the second use of the casting in this blue. So interesting one with this is compared to the rest of the cars I have here. This was actually part of what was known as the mirrorized era, where these cars were not made in China. They were done up in Malaysia, and they weren't like high polished chrome as they were prior to that. They were just I don't think they did any sort of polishing or anything like that, any plating. It was the castings they came out and they just did the SpectraFlame on them. There was, as far as I understand, I don't know where I was going with that, but sorry, but a lot of the releases that were done in this mirrorized style, or using the mirrorized process, they had a very bad orange peel to them. Not all of them did. A lot. Some were pretty clean, like the Selections Firebird Funny car that we got for, I can't remember which, it was 2013 or 2014 or 2015, whatever year it was. That was probably one of the cleanest cars we got through the mirrorized era. So, as we can see, I think this is also that kind of ice blue color, similar to the Nova. Or the 68 Nova, anyway. And yeah. So, there's that one. And next, we have the 64 GTO. This was the last one of the mirrorized era to be sold. This ended up selling to us in 2016. It was supposed to be released 2014 or 2015. It ended up not actually releasing until into early 2016. But But yeah, this was the last of the mirrorized cars to be sold. This one, at the time, you can see production here, only 3,000 were made. This was a kind of a low. This was definitely a low point for the Redline Club. A lot of cars at the time would not have productions over 4,000. I think a lot of them that one year were like 3,000, 3,500, such stuff. So 64 GTO done in red. I think this was originally supposed to come out kind of like as a 50th anniversary thing for the GTO. And later in 2014, but there were so many production issues we used with the mirrorized process, and a lot of stuff kept getting delayed. So there is this one. Shot to the camera. All right, and there is the red GTO. And the cool thing about this, there was kind of a companion piece done in the what do you call it? In the what was it? Series 12? No, Series 13 would have been for 2014. Or 2013 was Series 12. So Series 13 had a 64 Dodge 330, which actually, so in this case, let me pull it out. So this car, the 64 Dodge 330, and with this one you can kind of see how it's kind of wavy in the paint there. That was a big issue that we would get with the mirrorized finish. Anyway, this casting, 64 Dodge 330s, was actually only the second time the 64 Dodge 330 came out. The casting has only been used one other time since, at least for this version of the tool. The design was debuted since '68 in 2008, but that version, which did not have an opening hood, has not been used since. I would love to see them bring that casting back, but I don't know if they ever actually would. But yeah, this one ended up getting used as a mail-in car a few years ago. The story behind this one's actually kind of neat because I think it was it had to have been 2013. I think it was 2013 for one of the selections votes that year. It came down to this and the G Machine style 69 Mustang. And this ended up losing by like a vote or two. And on the forums, you had a bunch of us just kind of shooting ideas around. It's like, what would we want to see if we were to actually get this car? And it came down to wanting it to be in red with neoclassics as kind of a throwback or a shout out to the song Little Old Lady from Pasadena. If you look up if you're a car person, you might know what that song is. It's basically literally a little old lady who ends up buying what they call a super stock Dodge, and it's a red super stock Dodge, and that's basically what this car is. And the team ended up, I don't know if it was already in the works to do this before all that discussion happened, but essentially, as we had all discussed on the forums, we got that car. And being a 64, getting the 64 GTO with it, basically the same year, was kind of a cool bonus. They both got the wide Neo wheels that had debuted a couple years earlier. It's definitely a cool pair to have. All right, we'll get out of the mirrorized era. We will go to early, going back to the China plant. This is the membership car from 2018 using the Datsun 510. That over there. So this is in an olive color. I think this was the first year that we did not get multiple colors for the membership car. Jesus. And is the first and only use of this Real Rider Neoclassic wheel. So the hub is like the Neoclassics wheels, as you can see on these cars, but it's got the Real Rider style tires. They've only used it on this so far. I kind of wish, I want them to hopefully bring them back, because I have a feeling it would look pretty neat without using the stretch tire look. Not that it doesn't look right on here, but I think it would look really good with normal, like, Real Rider style tires on it. So opening hood, this was the second use of this tooling, I think. At least for the Redline car, it was definitely the second use. I think it might have been used as a convention between the first blue version and the membership car here. So that is the 510 on a piece of paper that's under the table there. All right, next up, we got the 2022 membership car, the Simi 2 Skyline HT 2000 GTR in blue. Now, this is a car I think would actually have looked pretty neat with these wheels on it. I know many would not agree with me, but yeah. So, go ahead, open this up. And there is the Skyline. The hard plastic mirrors. Now the hood does open on these. I don't know if I'm going to... Let's see, where is it? One second. Let me see if I can try to open this up. There it is. Alright, there we go. So this flips forward. Beautiful blue on this car. Let's see if I can get under there. I have a feeling I won't be able to. I don't know if I gotta lift the front more first or what. All right. Well, that's not going to happen right now. This was a really cool membership car to get for them to do. I don't know. It looks good. All right. Next up, we will go ahead and... How many cars we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 12, 13 for the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Even enough. All right. Anyway, next up, we'll open up an Elite 64 Land Rover Defender 90 pickup. I did not actually either of these Elite 64s. I didn't buy either of them when they initially went on sale, but they were still available when I bought some other cars. So... that is when I jumped. Excuse me. Okay. And here is the Defender. Definitely a very nicely done casting. Really looking over the details myself right now. Sorry for being quiet. I'm just we're just looking it over. Yeah, definitely a very well done casting. Really cool design. The only, like, for me, the only bummer is like there isn't like an opening hood or something like that, which I would kind of want on these cars, especially for the price point. But then, yeah, this one's really this one's really neat. I like that fact that it's not like just like kind of your typical run of the mill Defender as well. As, you know, it's hopped up a little bit more for off roading. Because like if you get like getting this in Mini GT or something like that, they're gonna be pretty much stock. That is one thing I think Elite 64 will have over a lot of the other brands that try to do something of this level. They are definitely pricey, and that is a deterrent for a lot of people. I will agree with that. But it is, I mean, it is a really nice car. Or truck, I should say. Alright, and lastly for this video, we got the modified 69 Ford Mustang. I know for this one I actually ended up buying the same time when the yellow Charger went for sale, which will be opened in the next video. So here we go with the Mustang. Are these okay? So they are not independent. This one's actually spun post together, whereas the Defender is screwed together. Okay. Here's the Mustang. Definitely done as like a modern GT racer. See, and I know the hood comes off. Can I pop it off without screwing stuff up? Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, well, I'm not going to try to force it right now. Maybe. Do it with my shirt. Oh. Okay. I was doing it all wrong. There. Super detailed engine. I think it's technically supposed to be like a Coyote engine. Obviously with the twin turbo setup there. So if anyone wondering, it pops up from the front. And then, yeah. I was definitely trying to open it incorrectly. Yeah, this is honestly really nice. This is a lot nicer than I thought it would be. So, another thing, when this line was announced, the first thing that came to mind was that it was like they're trying to bring back the 100% line from 15 to 20 years ago. 15 to 25 years ago, actually. They ran them sporadically for the last few years there, but I want to say it's supposed to be like that in spirit, but like more so. Because those cars were pretty highly detailed, especially for the time. And they really weren't that expensive. Like, comparatively, they weren't that expensive. And they are, for a lot of those cars, they are worth hunting down if you can find them. Yeah, this is really nice. Oh no, they're painted. I thought the headlights were inserted pieces, but nope, they're just painted on. The light was playing tricks on me. Yeah. These two are really the only two that, but yeah, the Defender and the Mustang are really the only two this year that kind of interested me. But looking at what the team has coming out for the next year, or at least that they have previewed from the convention and a few other things, I am very excited for this line, especially that Porsche 928. So, yeah, that will do it for this video for right now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate it. We will see you in the next video. Have a good one.